Time now for the PHL 5 o'clock news on this Wednesday evening, August the 5th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I your 5 o'clock news that I there. And up top, so here at 5 o'clock here on this Wednesday evening here is a man armed with a gun and a hatchet attacked the movie theater in the Nashville area on Wednesday afternoon before he was shot and killed by a SWAT team, authorities said. In Paris, experts now have very strong presumptions that the airplane reported to wash ashore last week was a piece of the Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a French official said on Wednesday at a Paris news conference. After experts had examined the object, Washington, any violations by Iran of a nuclear deal reached in July are more likely to be incremental ones rather than major violations, but they will still require U.S. A leading Republican senator proposed a National Rifle Association-backed bill Wednesday that he said he would make the federal background check system for gun buyers more effective and bolster programs for treating people with mental illness. In Rome, about 25 people died when a fishing boat carried thousands of migrants capsized on the Wednesday in the Mediterranean Sea around 50 miles north of the Libyan coast. The Italian Coast Guard said as rescue operations were still underway. A family has been brutally murdered in what police discovered as a ritualistic killing possibly connected to the recent blue moon. New York, Pope Francis called Wednesday for a Church of Open Doors that ruled divorced Catholics with speculation over whether he was signaled to support for the needs of a ban on communion for couples who were married without a church annulment. And Jim Chaudhry has long been a source of frustration and anger for the government for encouraging extremist ideas, but British officials were not able to find a legal way to hold him responsible. The sun sets on the atomic bomb dome in Hiroshima for the 70th anniversary of the bombing of the city during the Second World War. Palestinian Islamist movement Hamas warned today of the renewed violence unless Israel lifts its blockade of Gaza. The ceremony marking the end of the military style kept in the summer for 25,000 Gazans. In Augusta, Mississippi, investigators are questioning a person of interest after shots were being fired. A second consecutive day near a military facility in southern Mississippi, officials said on Wednesday. 3 people who worked for Ron Paul's 2012 presidential campaign were charged Wednesday with conspiring to buy the support of a former Iowa state senator. The 15-foot Fraser fir that twinkled with a Christmas light was shorted its age after 6 weeks on display in the cast-like mansion overlooking the water. The Annapolis its branches were dropping on its needles were dropping. Federal regulators have approved a long-delayed rule requiring companies to reveal the pay gap between CEOs and employees. The Securities and Exchange Commission voted Wednesday to order the most public companies to disclose ratio between. The way in Ohio, U.S. businesses slowed in July, according to the private survey, but job gains remain at a solid level, which should help boost overall economic growth. Using laboratory-based equipment, researchers have identified the common characteristics of fish most vulnerable to being caught by trawlers. Without earthworms, our planet would be one giant composite experiment gone awry, and without an immensely abundant type of the molecule moves by critical function. Scientists have only just uncovered earthworms would not be able to be digest a lot of the plant. Map ranges, active falls of ice, and impact craters new horizons of revealed wheel of information about what will reveal next. New research out in the BMJ yesterday suggests that spice the lab might be well spiced, at least when it comes to longevity. Infections caused by a drug-resistant bacteria are projected to increase. The United States, if no action is taken soon by the national effort, could prevent more than 500,000 infections in 5 years, a new study finds. During the last 50 years, the programs have evolved to include coverage for essential cancer screening and treatments, including radiation, oncology care in hospitals, and community-based clinics. All right, take a look at the stock market here at 504. The Dow fell 10.22 points, close at 17,540.47. S&P 500 29.84, up 6.52. Nasdaq 5,139.94, up 34.40. European markets. DAX 11,636.30, up 180.23. FTSE 6,752.49, up 65.84. CAC 40,5196.73, up 84.59. Asian markets. Nikkei 2614.06, up 93.70. Shanghai 3695.76, down 60.78. HSI 24514.16, up 108.04 points. Oil markets 45.13, down 61 cents. Brent 49.64, down 35 cents. And natural gas 2.782, down 3 cents. Gold today 4.10, down 6.60. Silver 13.55, down 7,000 a point. Copper 2.3525, down 95,000 a point. And bonds. Your steady unit 2.26.9%, up 5.9 point. German steady unit 0.746%, down 5,000 point. And Germany steady unit 0.391%, down 7,000 point. And then the FX, European US dollar 1.0904, unchanged. US dollar Germany at 124.85, down 300 point, and Great Britain pound US dollar 1.56, unchanged. Alright, let's look at the commodities here. Wheat 502.5, up 9. Soybean 9.33, up 10 3/4. Corn 383 1/4, up 4.5. Sugar 10.78, down 23 cents. Coffee 125.55, up 65 cents. Cotton 63.45, down 19 cents. Rough rice 11.525, up 7,000 point, and cocoa 3,138, down 38. Livestock futures. Live cattle 140.325, up 125,000 point. Lean ox 66.975, down 375,000 point, and FT cattle 28.80, up 25,000 point. In sports at 5:05, the Boston Red Sox will be taking on New York Yankees in a second round of 3-game series at the Bronx and Yankee Stadium with Steven Wright the man for the Red Sox here. Alright, looking at other scores and majors played in this Wednesday evening here, bottom 5th. Los Angeles Angels and Cleveland Indians tied at 1. Top of the 4th, Oakland Athletics lead the Baltimore Orioles 3-1. Seattle Mariners are leading the Colorado Rockies 3-0, and the Tampa Bay Rays and the Chicago White Sox tied at 5. The Baltimore Ravens continue to deny that they tipped off the Indianapolis Colts to the New England Patriots and proper handling of football to provide newly revealed evidence that seems to suggest otherwise. Houston, Texas, Redback Arian Foster had to go surgery for his growing injury Friday in Philadelphia. Foster was hurt in the first practice of bats, was bleeding and suffered a severe injury that will sideline him for the least part of the season. Peter telling us on 506 down after a Trevor report here, and Route 4 in the both ends a little slow for the North Kingstown stretch. 130 on the westbound side, a little slow before Route 1 in North Kingstown here. Route 4 to the northbound side, so for Route 4 to Greenwich, Route 95 doing an accident on. Route 4 to the northbound side before Route 95 in East Greenwich, so expect delays here. Speaking of 95, it's slow from East Greenwich all the way out to before the East Greenwich switch, and then you hit the brakes again from Route 10 in Cranston all the way at the downtown Providence here. 95 on the southbound side, so for downtown Providence all the way out to East Greenwich here. 610 connector, so from Route 95 to Route 6 in Providence here. 146 on the southbound side, it is slow. From Route 59 we at the downtown Providence here. 195 on the westbound side, it's slow from Route 114 to downtown Providence from East Providence here. 295 to the southbound side, it's slow from Route 6 in Johnson all the way at the Warwick down there. Route 6 to the 295 on the northbound side, so from Route 95 all the way out to Route 14 from Warwick to Johnson here due to an accident here on 295 before Route 37, so expect some delays there. Route 146 to the northbound side, so Route 99, the Lincoln down here. 195 on the eastbound side, it is so from Route 103 in Somerset all the way at the Bradford Bridge here. Route 20 on the northbound side, also around the Bourne Rotary. 25 on the eastbound side, so around Route 628 in Buzzards Bay here. Route 495 on the southbound side, so from 24 in Raynham to before Route 44 in Middlebury here. 495 on the southbound side, so from 495 all the way up to 44 on the southbound side of Route 24 here in Raynham, Taunton area here. 95 on the southbound side, it is so from 495 in Mansfield to 295 in Attleboro here. Route 1 slow through the Foxborough stretch on the southbound side, northbound side slow through the Foxborough and Rentham stretch here. Route 44 on the westbound side, slow before Route 115 in Middlebury. 24 to the southbound side, it's slow before Route 104 in Bridgewater here. Route 95 on the southbound side, so after Route 3 up to Route 120 in Kenton here. Route 3 on the southbound side, so from Braintree Split all the way out to Unit 3 in Braintree here. 120 on the both ends, it's slow from Route 24 in Randolph to the Braintree Split. 120 on the southbound side, it is backed up from 4225 Lexington all the way out to Route 24 in Kenton here. Southeast Expressway on the southbound side, it's slow from the Pike all the way out to the Braintree Split. Southeast Expressway on the northbound side, so around 3 and 203 in Quincy here. 93 in both ends and downtown Boston. The Tunnel Tunnel, slow in both ends here. Caroline Tunnel, it's Sumner Tunnel, a little slow for Route 93 in Boston here. Mass Pike in both ends, slow from Southeast Expressway all the way out to downtown Boston and Logan Airport here. Mass Pike on the westbound side, it is slow from the Austin Brent Tolls to the Newton corner, and it's slow all the way after Route 120 in Western. It's got 2 accidents, 1 accident on Route 20 in the westbound side, and an accident on Mass Pike westbound before Route 120 in Western, so expect some delays here. 93 on the southbound side, so from Somerville down to the Dakin Bridge. 93 northbound side, so from the Dakin Bridge all the way out to Medford here. 120 on the northbound side, so from 2A Lexington all the way out to Peabody here. 120 on the southbound side is slow from Beverly all the way up to Denver's here. Route 1 on the northbound side, so from Chelsea to Revere here. Route 3 on the northbound side, so after Route 120 in Burlington all the way up to the Billerica here. 93 on the northbound side, so for Route 125 in Andover all the way out to Lawrence here. 495 on the southbound side, so from Route 20 in Marlborough all the way out to Route Massachusetts Turnpike in Westboro here. 290 on the westbound side, so for the Worcester Stretch Run. From the Shrewsbury line all the way up to Route 9 here. 495 on the southbound side, so for the Harvard Stretch here. 495 on the northbound side, it is so from Westboro all the way out to Tewksbury Run. Route 3 and then hit breaks again from 93 in Andover all the way out to Lawrence here. 495 southbound side is so from 20 to Lawrence all the way out to Westford here. 495 on the northbound side, so from 213 in Methuen all the way up to Route 97 in Naval here. Route 3 on the northbound side, over the Turnpike Little Slow Round. Route 101A here. On the on-ramp to 101 west from 95 a little slow here. Spalding Turnpike a little slow for the Newington stretch here. 93 on the northbound side, a little slow after I-89 to Route 393 in Carpenter here. 295 on the westbound side, it is slow for the Portland, Maine area here. And Main Turnpike on the northbound side, a little slow for the New Gloucester stretch here. Okay, looking at MBTA alerts here. Reline D branch express minor delays due to disabled train. Civil line SL5 express minor delays due to traffic, and Civil line SL4 express minor delays due to traffic here. Copy your rail. Pittsburgh line 420 delayed. Scheduled MBTA bus service to Harvard Square with via bus 7475. Departs every 10 minutes from Belmont here. Fitchburg line train 46 delayed in excess of 20 minutes today due to earlier mechanical problem on train 420 which requires assistance to Boston here. Fitchburg line train 420 3:05 p.m. from Fitchburg significantly delayed today due to mechanical problem. Train 456 will assist in Boston here. And Providence Solar Line train 820 3:40 p.m. from Rickford Junction delayed today due to traffic problem. 30 minutes delayed. And Providence Solar Line due to Amtrak signal problems at Wickford Junction trains from Wickford may be delayed 10 to 20 minutes. Watch for updates here. And very solid, looking good. Peter, tell news time. It's now 5:12 and it's 10:30 weather report here. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 5:12 p.m. 85 degrees on temperature, first gas, humidity 37%, wind speed westbound 8 gusts of 20 miles an hour, barometer 8 inches, super about 36 degrees, visibility 10 miles, humidity index 84 degrees an hour. It's clouded up just a little bit. Now it's cloudy, and our current conditions in North Massachusetts and around the region here, 83 degrees in Boston and Beverly, 82 in Bedford, 83 in Lawrence, 82 in Fitchburg, 79 in Sturbridge, 78 in Worcester, 84 in Milford, it's 83 in Norwood, 86 in Taunton, 85 in New Bedford, it's 77 in Plymouth, it's 81 in Provincetown, 82 in Falmouth, it's 79 in Chatham, 81 in Martford, Virginia, 78 in Nantucket, it's 81 in Providence, and in Lockdown 84 in West Wing and TF Green, it's 85 in Montauk, 86 in Islip, 88 in New York City, 81 in Bridgeport and New Haven, Connecticut, 80 in Waterbury, Connecticut, 81 in Denver, Connecticut, 80 in Denver, Connecticut, 81 in Waterbury, Connecticut, 86 in Meriden, Connecticut, 83 in Hartford, 81 in Winslow, it's 80 in Springfield, it's 82 in Greenfield, 79 in Athol, 75 in North Adams, it's 73 in Pittsfield, 80 in Albany, New York, 79 in Syrup Springs, 33 in Renton, 75 in Bennington, 72 in Bremer, Vermont, 70 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 77 in Keene, New Hampshire, 76 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 77 in Lacroix, New Hampshire, 81 in Concord, New Hampshire, Nashville, New Hampshire, 86 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 87 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 81 degrees up in Portland, Maine here. Alright, looking at the service map, it shows a cold front from north central California stretching throughout the southeastern corner of the Pacific Northwest and up to west central Montana and up to the southwestern Saskatchewan, merging a pink front down from Saskatchewan and warm further brighter from west central Saskatchewan up in Alberta with a low pressure in west central Saskatchewan here. On the warm front from southeastern Saskatchewan stretching down western Dakota and aim for Nebraska down from Missouri down for southern Illinois here. And we've got a cold front down for west central Texas down for Oklahoma and to the station front from eastern Oklahoma down for the south central United States and Bridgewater cold front from Virginia out to sea with a station out to sea with a pair of low pressures off the the North Carolina coastline here. Followed with low pressure from western Texas. Followed by with low pressure system from southwest Nevada down for southeastern California, today for Gulf of California here. Followed by from New Jersey up the New England coast and up to New Brunswick here. Low pressure in the northeastern Washington State. Low pressure in southeastern Idaho with a low pressure from southeastern Idaho down for western Utah here. And we got high pressure systems in the Gulf of Mexico, UP and Michigan, and the Four Corner region here. 79 degrees that temperature right now in Detroit, 77 in Pittsburgh, 90 in Washington, D.C., 93 in Atlanta, Georgia, 90 in Miami, Florida, 97 in Brownsville, 97 in Dallas, Texas, 94 in Brownsville, Texas, 75 in Kansas City, 70 in Omaha, Nebraska, 81 in Chicago, 79 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 75 in Great Falls, Montana, 65 in Seattle, 69 in San Francisco, 70 in Los Angeles. It's 104 degrees in Las Vegas, 109 degrees in Phoenix. It is 87 in Salt Lake City, 93 in Denver, and 90 degrees out in Albuquerque, Mexico. Here. All right, let us take a look at the latest radar situation here around the region here, and this is a zoom you out, and this is a cell of a cell of light to moderate bands of rain here, and this is a line of heavy showers and thunderstorms around Ledyard, and line of heavy rain north of northwest and north Stonington here, and some spotty rain showers east of Wesley and Shady Harbor and Charlestown, Rhode Island here, and this cell is not going to go anywhere here, but to the north of us here, seeing some clusters of showers and thunderstorms from southwestern New Hampshire, from Concord, New Hampshire, stretching down through Keene, New Hampshire, and south-central portions of Vermont, and clusters of showers and thunderstorms from Waterville and mid-Maine coast, stretching east of Bangor and stretching into eastern Maine, and up into New Brunswick, and some clusters of showers and thunderstorms around Quebec, another upstate central New York and north-central portions of New York State, and some spotty rain showers off the Cape Downs there, and some spotty rain showers in the central and south-central portions of Vermont there. And we've seen some clusters of rain showers on west central New Jersey and up in east central portion of Pennsylvania, south of Scranton, and north of Allentown. Looking at the radar situation around the country, so some line of showers and thunderstorms from Missouri, stretching down within the entire southeastern portion of the state with a clusters of showers and thunderstorms around that region here, and a line of heavy rain showers and a cluster of heavy rain around southern Manitoba now for western portions of Ontario and now for east central and north central portion of North Dakota here, and some spotty rain showers in west central Texas and southern New Mexico and now for north central portions of Mexico here, and some heavy showers and thunderstorms around eastern Idaho down from northeastern Nevada, stretching out Wyoming with some spotty rain showers here, and then up into Montana, and a line of rain showers from northwestern portion of Washington State down for British Columbia, down to Alberta, down for west central and southwestern portions of Saskatchewan here, and a spotty rain showers north central and west central portions of South Dakota here. Looking at the satellite loop, and it shows some patchy clouds around northern New England and stretch up to Quebec and up to the Maritimes here, and a line of clouds off the Atlantic seaboard and down for the Carolina coastline here, and a line of clouds around the Gulf states, and a line of clouds from Tennessee and Kentucky and stretching down through Ohio Valley and central Mississippi Valley from Iowa down from Arkansas, northern Arkansas here, and a line of clouds from central portion of California down for southern Nevada and up to Utah, northwestern Colorado, and up to Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, and a line of clouds from northern and western portions of Washington State and around British Columbia, up to Alberta, and a line of clouds from east central portions of Saskatchewan down through southern Montana, western Ontario down for eastern North Dakota, and up in the northwestern portions of Minnesota here, and some spotty clouds around north central portions of South Dakota here. Alright, let's take a look at what's going on in the tropics here. Nothing brewing in the Atlantic in Eastern Pacific here. Showers and thunderstorms associated with an area of low pressure located about 1375 miles southwest of the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula have changed little in the organization today. However, environmental conditions are still conductive for development and only have a slight increase in the organization could result in the formation of a tropical depression during the next day or two. The low is expected to continue moving westward at 10 to 15 miles an hour and turn west-northwestward later this week. Wait, your chance for 40 hours. High 70%. Wait, your chance for 5 days. High 8%. Here. Okay, the latest on GMO. 21.4 in the north, 131.7 in the west. Back to the same wind, 6 miles an hour. Moving west-northwest wind, 12 miles an hour. Here. Latest public advisory on GMO here. Low level center becoming exposed as GMO continues to move toward the northwest here. And somebody watching the waters effect, the tropical water effect for Hawaii County. Maui County includes the islands of Maui, Maaki, Lanai, and Kauai. And tropical watch means that tropical conditions are possible within the watcher that indicates within the next 24 to 36 hours here. Interest elsewhere is made. White Isle should monitor the progress of GMO. At 8 a.m. Hawaiian time, 1800 UTC, the center of tropical storm Guillermo was located near latitude 21.1 in the north, longitude 151.2 to the west by U.S. Air Force reconnaissance. Guillermo's moving toward the west-northwest area, 9 miles an hour, 15 kilometers an hour. This motion is expected to continue over the next couple of days, with a slight increase in forward speed on the forecast track. The center of Guillermo is expected to pass along 160 miles an hour, north-northeast of Big Island and Lake Dan, and 90 miles north-northeast of Maui on Tuesday. Maximum sustained winds are near 60 miles an hour, 95 kilometers an hour with higher gusts. Stay weakening and expected to weaken the next couple of days, with Guillermo expected to weaken the depression on Thursday. Tropical force winds extend with 185 miles, 295 kilometers on the center, mainly in the opposite center here. Estimated minimum set temperature is 99 millibars and 29.5 inches here. Hazard effect on land. Wind, tropical conditions are possible on the Big Island of Hawaii and the islands of Maui, Molokai, and Lanai, and Kauai, and Maui County tonight and Thursday. Rainfall, total rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches isolated, maximum amounts near 7 inches, mainly in higher terrain now, possible in the watch area here. And surf swells along associated with a tropical storm Guillermo will produce large surfing along east spaces shows on the main island, Hawaiian Islands over the next couple of days here. Alright. Looking at weather notes here. Taking a look at forecast discussion around the region here. A few showers of thunderstorms are possible into this evening, followed by dry conditions for Friday. Low pressure passing in South New England may bring a period of unsettled conditions to portion of the coast Friday night into this weekend here. That 10-minute and track there uncertain, another brief period of dry and mild weather expected on Monday, followed by a slow moving front the main porch during the Tuesday-Wednesday time frame. Near term until 6 a.m. Thursday morning into this evening, showers begin to pop up, but having difficulty in maintaining stability is very weakened environment of substantially strong shear per SPC mystery analysts, and storms likely getting blown over with. Any course that was evident from an early storm over the Litchfield County prior to 3 p.m. 19Z. Today's storms become potent as they sweep west-east ahead of the vertex maps. Discernible area. Water vapor as it pushes into upstate New York, thinking that the threat with stronger storms will be small hail and gusty winds concerning the cold atmosphere profile of and inverted to be sun profiles within the boundary layer. Chance pops according to due to the scattered nature of the storm's focus is mainly along and north of the Massachusetts without connected water here. Tonight, any scattered shower thunderstorm activity along the deleted edge of the strong vortex max and accompanying troll aloft should dissipate during the evening hours as it pushes east and high pressure pushes from the west with a cool and dry air mass. Western Florida dimension as conditions turn mostly clear, operating more than an effective system cannot realize radiation cooling, especially to the northwest wind in the sheltered valley regimes and unstably cool overnight with lows around the mid upper 50s with a few spots of the northwest and the low 50s and normal lows for this time of year around the low to mid 60s. And looking at some weather notes there. Water temperature 69 degrees will be cool to his head. Watching Saturday storm. Temps next week will be warm. And Newport's are nice and comfy here. And I'm expecting the night slow to be 54 to 64 degrees. Tomorrow's highs 33 degrees and Friday's highs 33 to 80 degrees here. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this for tonight. Mostly clear skies. After becoming mostly clear skies, then gradually becoming clear skies. Low end 55 degrees. Northwest wind about 6 to 8 miles an hour here. Thursday, south skies about 80 degrees. North to west wind about 7 miles an hour here. Thursday, part sky skies. Low end 56 degrees. Calmly becoming North wind 5 miles per hour after midnight. Here, Friday, mostly skies about 67 about 59 degrees. East wind about 7 to 10 miles an hour. Here, Saturday, Putsy to podcast skies about 74 about 59 degrees. Sunday, Putsy podcast skies about 75 about 59 degrees. Monday, Putsy chance of showers. High wind 8 about 63 degrees, chance of 30%. Tuesday, chance of showers, most skies about 78 about 63 degrees, chance of 35%. And for Wednesday, chance of showers, Putsy skies about 79 degrees. Here's what a phrase of the evening of clear and cool night. And that's great for the period channel 5 o'clock news on this August 5th, 2015. Please have a good evening and I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a late night report. Have a good evening with a good positive attitude. Here